Hey everybody, James here. New comic book day. I am a little under the weather this week, and so I'm glad I have a big haul because I'm going to be home for a few days. I did pick up all the 3D covers. I will show you those in a second. I'm going to start off with my non-DC books. Show you what I picked up. Ended up with a huge haul this week. So the first one I'll show you. This is DC, but this is last week. I just didn't happen to pick it up, and I did want to get it. This is Catwoman issue 23. This is the first appearance of the Joker's daughter, and so that's essentially why I picked that up because I'm kind of curious about that character. Next, I got this is starting this week's. I got Superior Spider-Man issue 17. Next, Suicide Risk issue 5. Joelle Jones, who did Helheim, is actually doing the art for this issue, so I'm really excited to see this. Loved Helheim. I'm a big Mike Carey fan, and so he writes Suicide Risk. So this should be a really good issue. Here's a number one I wanted to pick up. This is by Jonathan Hickman. I like Manhattan Projects. I like East of West. Those are both Hickman titles, so I decided to pick this up, give it a try. God is Dead, issue 1. So this is kind of, I guess, like the gods are coming back to Earth, like Odin and Zeus and all these different gods. I haven't checked it out yet, but we'll be reading that. This is one I definitely wanted to pick up. You guys are a Batman fan. Batman Black and White issue 1. So this is a lot of short stories, all in black and white. A lot of good writers and artists. I believe Neil Adams does some stuff in this one. And, so excited to read that also. I just happened to hear about this in passing. It's already sold out. I saw one copy of it at my store, so I thought I'd pick it up, check it out. By Dynamite. It's The Mocking Dead. It's supposed to be a play off of The Walking Dead. Oh gosh. So it's supposed to be a parody of The Walking Dead, and check it out. Looks pretty cool. We'll see how that is. Next, X-Men Legacy, issue 16. X-Men Legacy has been fantastic. You guys, Scott Grady, Scott Ostrom, running with comics. Sorry guys, one purpose. It kind of makes me a little. They got me reading this. There's a few guys on Twitter that talk about it a lot, and I'm glad I got on it. So looking forward to reading that. Next, this is one I may drop. 12 Reasons to Die. It's only a 6-issue series. It's by Ghostface Killah from the Wu-Tang Clan. I really want to like this. It's kind of fun and cool, but it's got to get get a little more coherent. It's hard to follow, kind of, and I have to reread it a couple of times, sometimes 3 times to understand what's going on. But this is a cool cover. This is a Ben Temple-Smith cover. So anyway, Travis Oddfellows Thoughts. He got me reading Baltimore, and I picked up all the prior issues of Baltimore, and so this is my first one off the shelf now, which is the Infernal Train, issue 1 of 3. These are all broken up into like little miniseries. There was the Plague Ships and the Plague Ships, something like that. Plague Ships and sorry, my memory's just not working right now. But there's multiple little, 1 to 5s, 1 to 2, whatever, smaller series, and this is one of them. So excited to read that. It's a Mike Mignola book. Here's one that's on issue 3 that's really becoming quickly one of my favorites. It's the Superior Foes of Spider-Man. It's one of those that every issue I've read so far, I've ended up laughing out loud while I'm reading. My wife's like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you laughing?" Um, and plus, this cover is really cool. Nick Spencer's writing. It's really good. If you guys haven't checked it out, if you like something that, if you're looking for a fun comic that's something that makes you laugh, and there's not a lot of that in the DC side of things, Marvel definitely has it with that Superior Foes of Spider-Man. And then my last non villain month issue I got this week is Trillium issue 2. Issue 1 was fantastic, so really excited to read this. I hope you guys are getting this. I mean, I'm telling you, it's really good. Okay, so if that wasn't a big enough stack without including any of the villains covers, let's go on. So I got, of course, Forever Evil issue 1. The tie-ins come out next month, which is like Arkham War and Argus, something with Argus and Rebels. Something. So there's 3 of them, 3 tie-ins that are all 1 through 6, and Forever Evil is a 1 through 7. So I'll be picking up all those. The only one I don't have bagged and boarded yet, Darkseid #1, which is out of the Justice League title. So this is Justice League 23.1, Darkseid. And yes, these are all the 3Ds. I don't know if you can tell them here. They look really cool in person. The neat thing is, even the back of it, the Arkham, Batman Arkham thing is also in 3D. So the advertisements even being on 3D on the back, I think that's neat. Okay, so next we have Batman 23.1, the Joker. Again, this is one of the 3D. This may be the coolest of the 3D covers so far. This is the Batman and Robin 23.1, which is Two-Face. I love it how his coin's coming out at you. It's neat. Next we have Superman 23.1, which is another one I'm really looking forward to reading, Bizarro. So that should be really neat. I've always liked Bizarro. I think it's such a neat character. Here's a character I don't know a whole lot about, or a villain I don't know a whole lot about, but I'm interested in reading. This is Justice League Dark 23.1, The Creeper. Pretty neat cover. All these covers just look really good. I'm telling you, whether you're getting them or not, if you get to see these on the shelves, at least pick them up and look at them. They're neat. I like them. Next we have Green Lantern 23.1. This is Relic. This is one I'm really interested in reading. It's the new one of the newer Green Lantern villains. At least I assume he's new. It's not a character I know a whole lot about. Next, this is one of the ones that are a little harder to find in the 3D, which is Green Arrow 23.1, which is Count Vertigo. So that should be cool. Next one is Earth 2 15.1, which is the Sod. Pretty neat. And for me, one of the big reasons I'm liking, or I hope I enjoy this villains, I think the villains are some of the most interesting characters in any of the titles. I mean, what makes Batman great is he has this great group of villains. Superman, same thing. He's a character that has all these very distinguishable villains. Those are what make the stories. That's what makes everything different. Batman, he never changes. Superman, he doesn't change. They're the character they are. It's the villains that change, and the reactions because of those villains that makes Batman interesting, or makes Superman interesting, or whoever, any of the bigger characters in the DC universe or Marvel, wherever. To me, it's about the villains a lot of times. This is Detective Comics 23.1, Poison Ivy. The Flash 23.1, Grodd. I've never been a big Flash fan, but I think with Gorilla Grodd that ought to be pretty neat. Next we have Justice League of America, Deadshot. This one also is one of the lower print run ones, I believe. It's kind of harder to find in the 3D. And then this one also, I think this is the third one. There's three of them. It's Deadshot, um, Count Vertigo, and this one, The Ventriloquist, which is Batman The Dark Knight 23.1. And then the last of the 3D covers is Action Comics 23.1 Cyborg Superman. And I kind of want to talk about, everybody's talking about it on Twitter, what makes, are these hard to find? Are they not hard to find? Basically what it is, and this is from talking to Dan Didio at a comic convention a couple weeks ago. They based the runs, or how much of a print run they were going to do on these villains covers on last year's zero month. So last September, when all the issues were zero issues. So, for example, this Action Comics Cyborg Superman #1 is really based, I think, on the Supergirl title and what they did with it. So, it's not going to have as many printed for that as it would for, say, the Joker, where you have a Batman title, which they obviously printed a lot of because there was a lot of those ordered last year. So that's what it's based on. So some of them are going to have, you're not going to have a problem finding. So, if it's a big title that you typically collect, like Batman, those aren't probably going to be that hard to find. The ones that are going to be a little more odd is like Green Arrow, because it doesn't sell as much. So the Count Vertigo one's a little bit harder to find. So those of you who are a little nervous about going after these 3D issues or whatever, if you're looking for some of them that are big titles, you're probably not going to have a problem finding it. And I wouldn't try to spend a bunch of money on eBay getting it. If you're into some of the more offshoots, your Justice League Darks, your Green Arrows, your stuff like that doesn't have as big a numbers, you might have to go the eBay route on them to find them. But anyway, those are the books I got this week. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the 3D titles. Whenever the villains titles, whether you got them in 3D or 2D, what you think of them when you read them. I haven't read them yet. I hope they're good. If not, I'm going to be mad that I spent a bunch of money on them. But I've never really gone all out on an event book, and I'm going all out on Forever Evil, and I hope that I'm happy with that decision. So guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you don't, thumbs it down. If you thumbs it down, please let me know why, what I can do better. And leave comments. It's one of my favorite things about being on here. The reason I make these videos is to interact with you guys in the comic book community. I love to read comics. If you're watching the video, you probably love to read comics, and I like to hear what you guys think. You don't have to agree with me. I disagree with some people out there. That's okay. We all don't have to have the same taste, but I am curious to know what yours are. So, thanks, guys. See you soon.